Hello, it's John and Lynn, and today we're going to make some noodle bowls out of one of Lynn's cookbooks, and she's going to help. So let's get going. My name is Jonathan, and I'm a caregiver for my wife Lynn, who has a permanent brain injury. Things are different now, but we're doing the best that we can. Join us as we experience the Lynn life. So we got a few ingredients here. We got some bok choy, we got some green onions, we got some sliced shiitake mushrooms that we're going to chop up. We got some organic carrots, and we need to chop some of these up for the noodle bowl, right? So right now, Lynn's going to. We got a mandolin here, and Lynn's going. We're going to take some of this. I'll show you here. We're going to put this right in here. Okay, you close that up and you start slicing. You like bok choy, Lynn? Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know if you like it? Okay, come on, put your hands in there. Slide her back and forth.
How am I to do?
Good, push it down. Okay, bring it back. Hang it, hang it.
You are doing it all by yourself.
Well, here. And you gotta gather it up. Push it right down. Do it. Push it down. Good. And back. And back. See, the blade's right here, so you gotta slide it right across. Okay, bring it up. Alright, so Lynn and I are going to make a noodle bowl, and we're using one of her old cookbooks. It's an old Rachel Ray cookbook, and noodle bowls are pretty easy to make, the one we're making today has chicken in it, and you could easily substitute either beef or shrimp. Okay, so we're using fresh linguine. When you're making a noodle bowl, the noodles are definitely the star of the dish, so best to get some, some fresh pasta. It's just better. And then it's going to make quite a bit, I think, because it requires 3 quarts of vegetable stock. So we're going to start getting that heated up, and going to cook the chicken in the stock. So while that's going, let's take a break and go and get an update on the model railroad. Hello everybody, welcome to the model railroad. Hopefully you enjoyed the trains going by. Yes, trains do run here on the railroad. It's fully operational. And hopefully you noticed that this is the New York Central. You might have noticed that on one of the locomotives. That was a Hudson going by, the biggest one there. And yes, they all have sound, etc. An update. The subway is pretty much done. I am going to upgrade the lighting. It's not bright enough. I have another light actually hitting this right now. I need to upgrade that. I'm going to add a few more people to it. And I got a little newspaper boy I have to make a little stack of newspapers. I'm going to put that in there. I have a man reading a newspaper. He's got to be put in there. I have added some more people. I'll show you that when it's absolutely completely done. I'm also going to add some maintenance workers here too. But what I'm doing now is I'm moving on to another section. There's another area that was void of any scenery. and I've started doing that, and that is right over here behind the theater. I've been wanting to add a diner to this area for a while, and I've looked at a lot of different kits and things that were available, and I had a difficult time trying to decide what I wanted, and I finally decided I definitely wanted a classic diner. I found a kit. It was a kind of an inexpensive kit, but I liked the design. But it was lacking a lot of details, so that means I have to modify the kit a lot. Since the model is going to be in the right in the foreground, right up front on the model railroad, it needs to be detailed, and that means a detailed interior as well, because it will be lit and you'll be able to see inside. So I'm just using the structure that I get from the kit for the just the basics, and then I'm adding to it. For example, the front doors, I was not satisfied with them at all. There is these little bars that's supposed to go across in front of the door, and because of the how the kit is molded, they are way too thick and they just don't look real. So I cut them right out of it with an X-Acto knife and sanded it down, and then added bars of my own, or actually were track spikes that I snipped the both ends off to create a little black bar, and I've glued those in place, and it looks a lot more detailed, a lot more realistic. So I'm doing that. I'm also will be adding lighting as well as the interior. There'll be people inside. I'm making everything from scratch inside. I've added a menu. I've added a cook. I've added a woman behind the counter, and I'm starting to add little stools that would be in front of the counter. There's also going to be a surprise towards the end. The name of the diner and everything will be sort of a surprise. I'm designing things, and it's going to be really cool. So this is going to be a really neat section of the model railroad, and I have a lot of detail in it. So I'll keep you updated on that as this goes along. A couple weeks from now, it ought to be probably pretty much done, I'm hoping. So we'll be able to debut that once that's done. There's a lot of landscaping has to be done around it as well. So look forward to that. Now let's go back to the noodle bowl. Okay, I'm going to put the chicken in the pot. And that's going to cook in there. We should have chopsticks to eat this, shouldn't we? So is it good?
It is so good.
Okay. Well, should we do the close on the video?
Okay.
We'll see you next time on the Lynne Life. By the way, I want to mention, as I was finishing up my noodle bowl, I let out a pretty substantial burp. Lynne got upset. But I reminded her in Southeast Asia, and I even had to look this up. In Southeast Asia, and since this is an Asian dish, it signals the host that the guest has enjoyed the food and is full. So it's acceptable in Southeast Asia. So therefore, it is acceptable here. Oh yeah, it's acceptable here if we're eating Asian food. Lynne does not agree.